Alright, this is the 8th deck I'm going to show you guys. This deck is a deck I don't actually play with because it is a combo deck. And yeah, this deck kills the opponent basically on the second or third turn. And yeah, because of how deadly it is and how fast it is, I don't really play this deck anymore. It's mostly just an exhibition deck. I used to show people like, oh, this is the power of Magic the Gathering combos. This is how quickly I can kill you if I with something like this. It's a cool interaction. But yeah, not very fun to play with because you know the opponent dies so fast and everything. But it is an interesting thing to show people. You know, like the power of a very interesting combo, I think. And this combo is pretty old. I think it's about 8 years old. It's called Hulk Flash. So this deck is called Hulk Flash, and I think it came out around. It's pretty old ones. It came out 8 or 9 years ago, and I still haven't really changed that much. I think Jitaxi's Probe. Yeah, Jitaxian Probe was the last card that was added in here. But anyways, why don't I show you guys how this deck works? It does revolve around this card here, Protean Hulk. This is the namesake of the deck, is Protean Hulk. When it's 7 mana for 6/6. When it's put into a graveyard from the battlefield, search my library for any number of creature cards with total net converted mana cost 6 or less, and put them all into the battlefield, all into play. So yeah, this is a very powerful effect, and it's very abusive. It can be abused, and so a lot of players abused it back in the day. This combo is pretty much banned if you played in a tournament these days, but for casual play, you know, anything goes. So why don't I show you guys how this combo works? So 60 cards, right? And it doesn't have a lot of lands. It has a lot of tutoring cards. So this would be a sample hand that you get from this deck. Okay, and it does rely on the interaction of several creatures. Okay, so say this is my, I don't care if it's like first turn or second turn or whatever, right? Say I go first, so I put down this land, this island. Lotus Petal is a very good, interesting card. It's 0 mana. It's basically 0 mana to add 1 mana of any color to my mana pool. Yeah, it's 1/3 of a Black Lotus, and that makes this card very powerful as well. But yeah, 0 mana, I can sacrifice it to add 1 mana of any color to my mana pool. Okay, so I played that. Okay, and then I have this creature, Body Snatcher, which I don't really need because this is probably part of this is one creature I could fetch with a Hulk, but I don't need it in my hand right now. Street Wraith is a free card basically. The cycling means discard this card to draw another card. And the cycling is just pay 2 life. There's no mana cost associated with it. So all I have to do is this means you can play with 4 less cards basically, because since the cycling doesn't take any mana, you just get to the cards that you want faster. So this makes it a really good card for combo decks. So pay 2 life. Oh, I'm at 18. I don't care about that. Life total really doesn't matter in a combo deck, since as long as you're above 1. As long as you're above 0, you know, as long as you're at least at 1 life and stuff and above, as long as you're not dead, then you can still kill the opponent. It's the most important thing. Okay, so I'm gonna need my other combo piece. This basically allows me to get my Protean Hulk. This is 0 mana. It's search my library for a green creature card. It's 0 mana, but it's green. It's like yeah, because you know it doesn't have any colored mana cost on it, but search your library for a green creature card, reveal it, and put it into my hand. Then shuffle my library. This is to fetch Protean Hulk. And then at the beginning, next upkeep, pay 4 mana. If you don't, you lose the game. That doesn't matter because you generally win on the same turn you play this. So yes. Anyways, I'm going to use my 1 mana. I can Brainstorm. That's really a good card also to draw cards, 3 cards hand. But I don't need that because I'll Mystical Tutor instead and just get the card directly. So search my library for an instant. Interrupted Mana Source don't exist anymore. This is an old card, but the new reprinted Mystical Tutor should say just an instant or sorcery, right? Search your library for an instant or sorcery and put it on top of your library. Okay, I'm gonna fetch my other combo card with this, and that card is going to be Flash, right? So I showed you guys Hulk already. So the other part of the namesake, Hulk Flash, is this card called Flash. So what does this Flash card do? It's 2 mana, instant. Choose a creature card from your hand and put that creature into play, into the battlefield. Then you pay that creature's cost, the creature's casting cost, reduced by up to 2. And if you can't, it goes into the graveyard. And this is the card that makes it all happen. Just 2 mana. That's all you really need for this combo to work. Just 2 mana. Put on top of my deck, right? And pass my turn. Next turn happens, turn 2. I think you can probably do a turn 1 if you have a Simian Spirit Guide in your hand, but I don't have Simian Spirit Guides in this deck right now. I'd rather just value the consistency. So I'm okay with killing the opponent on the second turn rather than the first turn. Yes, so now Flash, choose a creature card from your hand, put that creature into play. Alright, so the Brainstorm, really good card. Draw 3 cards, then take 2 cards from your hand, put them on top of your library. It's basically like digging 3 cards in. Really good drawing mechanic. I don't need it right now. I have Summoner's Pack, so I'm going to do this. If I don't pay 4 mana next turn, I lose the game, but it's okay, I'm going to win this turn. So 0 mana, search my library for the Hulk. It's a green creature card, right? Put it in my hand. It goes in my hand, right? Now I'm going to use Flash. Pay 2 mana, 1 mana, sacrifice this. Flash. I'm going to put my Protean Hulk into play. Right? Oh, I can't pay the casting cost reduced by up to 2, so it goes into the graveyard. And I search my library for any number of creature cards with total mana cost 6 or less and put it into the battlefield when this dies. So the thing about Flash is that the effect still happens when this thing dies because it's put into the battlefield and then it gets put into the graveyard. So this effect still happens. So any number of creature cards with mana cost 5 or less, right? Okay. So what I'm going to get back is I have 2 cards I can do. Okay. So 2 cards I can do. These 2 cards, total converted mana cost 6, right? 5, 1 mana. This one, Carrion Feeder, sacrifice a creature. That's the main ability that I want to use here. Sacrifice a creature, put a +1/+1 counter on Carrion Feeder. 5 mana, Karmic Guide. It has Echo. During my next upkeep, I have to pay its casting cost or it dies, but it doesn't matter because I'm winning this turn. When it goes into the battlefield, choose a creature card in my graveyard and put that creature into the battlefield, alright? So this comes out, and then because of this ability, I get my Protean Hulk back into play, right? And now I'm going to use this ability to sacrifice my Protean Hulk again, triggering it a second time, right? So I triggered it a second time. I use this ability, sacrifice a creature, trigger this one a second time. So I get to search again for any number of creature cards with converted mana cost 6 or less. Okay, so then I got these 2. This is right, 1 mana, 5 mana. It's total converted mana cost 6. This one, sacrifice a land. Target creature can't be a target of spells or abilities, or in modern terms, some creature that you control has Shroud until end of turn. This is to prevent anything from being targeted by an instant. So let's say the opponent has, say they have something that they want to stop this combo with or something, or they want to target this guy with. Well, I can just sacrifice this land. Oh, yeah, Shroud, you can't target it, sorry. Okay, Kiki-Jiki Mirror Breaker. This is the thing I generally want to target this thing with, actually. So yeah, this is the combo breaker here. It's 2/2 haste. I can tap to put a creature token into play that's a copy of a non-legendary creature I control. That creature has haste. Sacrifice that at end of turn. Okay, so this is the combo breaker here. The fact that it can tap and create a token copy of a creature I have that has haste. That's amazing, right? So I want to sacrifice a land. If opponent wants to target this, they use a Swords to Plowshares or whatever, then I can sacrifice a land to make sure that this thing is protected from instants that might kill it. Because this is the most important card here. Alright, now this thing has haste, so I can tap it right away. So I can tap it, create a copy of Karmic Guide, then a copy of Karmic Guide comes into play, right? This is not legendary. Another copy comes into play, which means I can bring another creature card from my graveyard and put into play, which is going to be the Protean Hulk again. And you know what's going to happen again? I'm going to sacrifice it again, and I'm going to search my library for another combo here, another card here. Okay. And that card is going to be Sky Hussar. This is 5 mana. So the important thing is this one. When it comes into play, untap all creatures you control. Yep, and that's the combo here. Comes into play, Kiki-Jiki gets untapped, right? This is the combo, right? Now this combo, put a creature copy into token into play. That's a copy of a non-legendary creature I control, non-legendary. And that thing has haste, right? The thing is, once I create a copy of this, this will untap this. And then I can basically go infinite here. Like I can go like do. I can keep making copies of this guy. Every time a copy of this comes into play, it untaps Kiki-Jiki. And then he can keep doing it. So I have infinite amount of Sky Hussars, and they all have haste. Which means that the opponent is basically dead on the second turn. Now, isn't that exciting? So that's the combo here. Hulk Flash combo. Yeah, I guess these two cards, I guess. And that's it, really. Kills the opponent on second turn, third turn-ish, I guess, if you're not that lucky. But you can use a Brainstorm to fetch another tutor. But yeah, that's the combo. I've already gone over these cards. Snap is to get rid of any troublesome creatures. Return target creature to its owner's hand. Then you untap 2 lands, which means you really did not use any mana at all to do that, just to get rid of any troublesome creatures. Ponder is a card that gets to your tutors or your combo cards faster, right? Kind of like Brainstorm. So Ponder is also a semi-Brainstorm. Gitaxian Probe is free, basically, because this is can be paid with either blue mana or 2 life. You look at target player's hand and draw a card. So basically, this is another cycling card. You pay 2 life, use this, draw a card, and it's free. It basically lets you play, gets you to your combo pieces faster. Preordain's the same thing, similar thing to Ponder and Brainstorm. You get to your combo pieces faster. Okay, this is the one I didn't use, but this one you would play, I guess, if you didn't have your other combo pieces. Coming to play, you discard a creature card. So I guess you would discard. Yeah, I guess you would discard Protean Hulk, or if you have Protean Hulk already into the you would like discard Protean Hulk or something, and then you would sacrifice it to Carrion Feeder or something. When it's put into the graveyard, then you remove from the game, then you return the Protean Hulk back into play, or you return the Karmic Guide back into play. Basically, you would use this if you have a combo piece already in your hand. The thing is, so if you have a combo piece in your hand, then you can't really play it with the Protean Hulk, right? So say, like I said, you'd have to have really, the Karmic Guide is pretty essential, right? Or the Kiki-Jiki, they're pretty essential, right? If I have it in my hand, there's no way I can fetch it with the Protean Hulk. So then I get Body Snatcher. Body Snatcher comes into play, I discard this because I have it in my hand, and then I sacrifice this thing. And then I probably with Carrion Feeder. Carrion Feeder is only 1 mana anyway, so I can definitely play that one even if this one was in my hand. But yeah, then I get sacrifice this to put this thing back into play if it was in my hand, right? Anyways, this is used if you already have one of these guys in your hand and you have no way to fetch it with Protean Hulk. Then you use Body Snatcher and you return it back to play. Alright, and I think that's pretty much it. These two are pretty essential. You would also use Body Snatcher. Or you use Brainstorm, Brainstorm can also help you return those to your deck. That's it. That's the Hulk Flash combo. I don't use this deck very often. It just kills way too fast. But it's very interesting as an exhibition kind of deck to wow people, I guess. Wow, you kill someone on the second, third turn, like that. And pretty interesting combo. I think I showed this combo before with Disciple of the Vaults and Shifting Walls and stuff. But this particular version uses less cards, so you can put in more support cards. The Disciple of the Vault version, you'd need to takes up a lot more space. So it's a different version. And that's it for Hulk Flash.